Now that you've seen how campaigns can be used, let's take a look at two examples: scheduled and drip campaigns. Keep in mind, even though we'll only cover two specific examples, there are various customization options available. Email campaigns are a cost-effective way to onboard and educate your patients. Using the data in your practice management software, it's easy to segment patients and send targeted messages to increase engagement. Targeted campaigns based on patient criteria such as diagnosis, demographic, or insurance type can help reinforce credibility and trust between your practice and your patients. Let's start with a scheduled campaign. Scheduled campaigns are assigned specific dates they'll be sent. As new recipients are added to the delivery group or become eligible for this type of campaign, they'll receive the next newsletter scheduled. However, they will not receive previous newsletters in the campaign. On the Campaigns tab in the Newsletter section of the SolutionReach platform, click Add to begin. Pre-built campaigns, which are default campaigns created by SolutionReach, can be selected when creating either a scheduled or drip campaign. If one of these options is selected, a list of newsletters that make up the pre-built campaign will be shown. These newsletters do require dates to be selected before clicking Continue. Let's take a look at the process when not using a pre-built campaign. Set the pre-built campaign drop-down to None, name the campaign, then click Continue. This next page displays two tabs, Members and Messages. Start on the Members tab by selecting which patients will receive the message. Use the Criterion Type drop-down and select how you'd like to define the target audience of this campaign. Some of the options are age, birthday, and ledger date. For this example, try using the Group option, which allows you to select from a list of system, custom, and criteria groups. The middle drop-down specifies whether to include or exclude patients from the selected group. Once the group is selected, an identifier is shown above the drop-down menus. From here, additional groups and criterion types can be selected. Once you've chosen who the recipients are, it's time to choose what they will receive. Click on the Messages tab to see what the options are. When creating a scheduled campaign, the first action is to select the sending date by clicking the calendar icon. Use the next drop-down menu to select the newsletter template to be sent on that date. This list contains all newsletters in the library, as well as any newsletters you have created. Click Preview to view the newsletter and ensure the correct one was selected. Click Add to add the newsletter to the scheduled campaign. Repeat this process to add as many newsletters to the campaign as you'd like, then click Save when finished. A summary of the scheduled campaign will appear, but changes can still be made by clicking Edit. If everything looks correct, click Close to return to the Campaigns tab where the newly created campaign is shown in the Draft Campaigns section. Now let's look at drip campaigns. Recipients always receive the first message in the campaign, no matter when they become eligible or are added to the delivery group. Drip campaigns are ongoing and interval-based, meaning they are not tied to dates and the intervals between each message of the campaign can be customized. To create a drip campaign, click Add. Select Create Drip from the first drop-down menu, then name the campaign and click Continue. At the top of the page, the Day of the Week drop-down is used to select which day the campaign will run. Notice there's an extra tab on this page titled Patient Reach. Patients of offices using the Patient Reach tablet check-in process can enroll themselves in these campaigns while checking in. Leave it blank for this example and head to the Members tab. Patients can be added with the Use Criteria link, or they can be added one by one using the Add Patient search bar. In the case of a drip campaign with criteria-based recipients, additional patients will begin receiving your messages over time as they begin to meet the selected criteria. Click the Use Criteria link, then select an option from the Criterion Type drop-down. For example, if the age option was selected, a specific group of patients could be targeted by setting the range to include only patients between 26 and 45. After configuring the criteria, click the Messages tab to continue. Use the Weeks Between drop-down to determine the frequency between messages. For example, if it's set to 2 weeks, the campaign messages will be sent every other week. Use the Template drop-down to select which message will be sent first. Then click Add to add the newsletter to the drip campaign. Repeat this process to add as many newsletters to the campaign as you'd like. As they are added, each newsletter and interval is listed below, but changes can still be made using the drop-down menus on each row to set the gap between messages. If the numbers in the Weeks Between column are adjusted, the numbers in the Week column will automatically update. Once the messages and message intervals have been set, click Save. A summary of the scheduled campaign will appear and changes can be made by clicking Edit. If everything looks correct, click Close to return to the Campaigns tab where the newly created campaign is shown in the Draft Campaigns section. To activate either of the campaigns, select the Activate option from the Actions drop-down to the right of the draft campaign. To confirm the activation, click Activate on the next screen. Campaigns can be deactivated at any time using the Actions drop-down, at which point they will be placed in the Inactive Campaigns section. These campaigns can be reactivated using the Actions drop-down if the need arises. There you have it, a few quick examples of how to get going with the Campaigns feature. These ideas only scratch the surface, so now that we've gotten you started, get creative. And if you're looking to collaborate with other practices who have found success using Solution Reach, check out our forums on the Solution Reach community.